What's up, guys? I just want to share a little bit of kind of something personal that I'm going through. So I'm going to read this piece of scripture right here first. It is Matthew 10. I'm going to back up just a little bit. I'm going to start with verse 32. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. That scripture is kind of a reflection of my life right now. I've prayed for a long time to have a boldness to be able to speak truth, to live truth, and to just really just carry my cross wherever I go. And God has put me in a situation where I have that boldness now. And I guess this whole separation, this sword that he's talking about, is exactly kind of what I'm going through. And I'm sure a lot of you have went through it as well. But it seems like once we get to a point where we are speaking the truth, and if we have a family member or a friend who is out of line, or whatever it may be, and we kind of hit around to it, all of a sudden they don't want you around. They don't want to be a part of what you're a part of. And the reason for that is light doesn't mix with dark. I found myself in a situation where more and more I wasn't invited to family get-togethers, or picnics, or whatever it may be. But I would show up anyway because it was my family. My heart's desire is to have this big family unit of togetherness, and sometimes that's not possible. The more I would get in that situation, the more I would find out things were being said behind my back. People would be this way to my face and then this way behind my back. And I really just reached a point where I couldn't live that way anymore. And it's funny to me because one of the things I hear is, we're your family, you really shouldn't say things. The fact of the matter is, you are my family, therefore I should be saying more. Because if I'm not living light in front of you, and I'm not trying to lead you in a better direction, and I'm not trying to influence you where you're going wrong, then I'm doing you a great disservice. Basically, what I'm telling you is, if I say nothing, if I keep my mouth shut, I'm letting you know that it really doesn't matter to me whether you go to hell or if you go to heaven. And I can't do that. And I feel like people don't want that in their life. And it has been turned to me that it was my fault, that I have turned my back, that I have, whatever it may be. And I haven't. The fact of the matter is, light and dark doesn't mix. There's another scripture. There's also scripture in the Bible that talks about how you will be the one who is light, but yet you'll be called darkness. You will be the one who is this, but yet you'll be called that. You will be the one who does this, but yet they'll accuse you of that. That's exactly what has happened in my life. But like the scripture says, and whoever does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. So I feel like if I'm amidst family, friends, wherever, and I'm quiet, then I'm not worthy of him. At the very least of things, I am called to spread the gospel. And if you love your family, if you love your children, if you love your parents, you will speak the gospel to them, and in the very times that I've been speaking the gospel, that I've been living the truth, I've been told that I was a liar. I was shocked, but I don't know why, because the Bible tells me that's going to happen. Just like in the very times that I've been trying to reconcile a relationship, I've been told that I abandoned it. At the very times that I'm sacrificing my time that I could be doing whatever I wanted to help someone else in my family, I'm being told that I never do anything. But that's just a personal note. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of people are going through it, but this whole, if you love me, you shouldn't say anything, I feel differently. The more you love someone, the more you should be saying things. You should never, ever, ever have to stay quiet because of somebody else when you know you're preaching nothing but God. When you know it's light, when you know it's truth, you should never have to keep your mouth shut. And that's just how I feel, and that's where I'm at. Unfortunately, the people around me have kind of filtered out. I made this comment earlier. If you ever want like a people filter to filter out who you know is there and who you know isn't, start speaking the truth, and people will start to fall away. But the ones who are left are the ones that you know are going to go through the fire with you. The ones that are left are the ones that you know got your back through everything. It's kind of funny. I like to call the scripture the ride or die scripture, because family is number one to a lot of people, but God should be number one. And a lot of people don't get it. And a lot of people don't get me. And a lot of people won't get you either. But keep your eyes on God. Keep your eyes on what He wants you to do. Keep doing what you feel He is calling you to do. Don't worry about the world. Don't worry about the repercussions of what your family is going to say, what your friends are going to say. Because if you have friends and family that fall away, then they're evidently following the wrong thing. That's really it. I just wanted to share that on a personal level. It's not a question in my mind. I know somebody else is going through it. But until next time, God bless you all.